Good morning once again. We are sorry about that. Like I said, our today's topic will be measurement, but we'll only be focusing on conversions. Okay. One would ask, but the focus area for today will be converting from units of length, mass, time, and capacity. And again, we'll be focusing on matrix, converting from matrix to imperial system. Again, it will be from the Fahrenheit to Celsius degrees, then time. And one would ask, why is it important to have conversion? Where does it apply in our real life situation? We, for example, for me to get here this morning, I use conversion because we use conversion in traveling. Again, I think most of the time we use conversion at home when cooking. You know that we always convert cups to milliliters. That one, I believe, learners, you know. Okay. And then we go to definitions now. What is conversion? We all know that conversion is changing a measurement from one unit to another. For example, convert, like I said, we can convert grams to kilograms. Then again, we also have what we call conversion factor. Conversion factor is a number used to change one unit into another. For example, you can change again a millimeter to a meter using multiplying by 1,000. That 1,000 is a conversion factor. We also have, we are going to focus again on a unit. What is a unit? A unit is a standard way of measuring something. Like we all know that it doesn't matter where I am. For me to convert from kilogram to gram, I will have to multiply by 1,000. Then we also have a metric system. Metric system is a measurement that we use here in South Africa. Unlike imperial, imperial are used in other countries. Okay, we have body mass index. Body mass index is a tool used to estimate the amount of body fat by using the height and the weight. All right, I'm going to work with capacity now. I'm starting with capacity. With capacity, we know that a cubic meter is equal to 1,000 liters, and it's a problem with this one, especially when a learner is asked to convert the volume to a volume in cubic meter to a volume in cubic centimeter is always a problem. I know most of the time we'll advise our learners to convert before doing the calculations, but sometimes it doesn't work because they will be asked to convert a volume to in cubic centimeter, maybe to cubic meters. So 1 cubic meter is equals to 1,000 liter, and 1 cubic centimeter is equals to 0.01 liter, or you can even use 1 liter is equals to 1,000 cubic centimeter. For example, 20 liters, convert 20 liters to cubic centimeter. I remember this one. Okay, no, it's number 2. If you convert 20 liters to kilogram to cubic meter, because we are told that 1 liter is equals to 1,000 kilogram. I think I prefer the ratio method, like liters to cubic centimeter. What is important? A learner must know which units am I working with. In our case, we are working with liters and cubic centimeters. I always say, before you can even think of the question, write the units that you are dealing with. After that, you look at the conversion factor. In our case, the conversion factor is 1 liter is to 1,000 cubic centimeter. Then you pause, you go to the question, what is it that they want me to do now? They want me to convert 20 liters to cubic centimeter, because now what I have what I'm working with is 20 liters. You make sure that 20 is in line or is underneath the liters. You cannot put it on the other side. You have to make sure that it's in line with liters. Or if, let's say, for example, I was given a number in cubic centimeters, it was going to be on the other side so that it can be in line with cubic centimeter. So the next step, the two numbers that you have, you always divide from the bottom. 20 divided by 1 is still 20. Then you multiply 20 by 1,000. So your answer will be 20,000 cubic centimeters. Right? I believe you do understand. What I like about ratio methods is because it works wonders. You can even use it in exchange rate. I work with it everywhere, and believe me, I'm happy with it for now. In grade 11, we have this question. Question number 2 was from grade 11 March paper. They did not get it right at all, where they were supposed to convert the capacity of a geyser to cubic. So most of them got the right answer, which was 200, but we did not know how they got that answer. So here they were supposed to convert the capacity of the geyser in cubic meter to liters. I'm sorry about that. To liters. So again, we do the same thing. Which units am I dealing with? I have cubic meters and liters. Then you go to the conversion factor. What is the conversion factor? They're saying 1 cubic meter is equals to 1,000 liters. Then you go to the question, what is it that they want me to do? I have to convert 0.2 cubic meter to liters. Like I said earlier on, because what you have is in cubic meter, it has to be underneath or in line with that. Then you write 0.2 cubic meter, then do the same thing. Remember, the order doesn't matter. You can put cubic meter on the right or on the left. It doesn't matter. But what is important that the units must be in line. So 0.2 divided by 1 is still 0.2. Then you multiply 0.2 by 1,000. Then you get 200 liters. That will be your answer. So I think now we are done with working with capacity. Now we are going to work with metric to imperial. Like I said, if you understand the ratio method, it's going to work wonders. So we are also going to work with ratio method again here. So we'll be converting from metric to imperial or from imperial to metric, okay? For example, if 0.032808 feet is equals to 1 centimeter, how many millimeter will 20 feet be? So like I said, you don't even have to read the question before you arrange your units and everything and the conversion factor. They're saying, which units am I dealing with here now? I'm working with feet to centimeters. Now, what is the conversion factor? Remember, I told you we did talk about the conversion factor, that is a number used to convert one unit to another. Now, 1 foot is equals to 0.0328084 feet is equals to 1 centimeter. Now you have the conversion factor, then you go to the question, what is it that I must do? Now I must convert 20 feet. So because it's in feet, it has to be underneath that. So it's 20. Then you do the same thing, dividing from the bottom. 20 feet divided by 0.038084, you get the answer. Then multiply by 1. 20 divided by 0.03288084 is equals to that, multiply by 1, then the answer will be 609.5999. Yeah, so that's how we convert. Like I said, we will always be using the ratio method. Now we go to number 2. Number 2 is about converting inches to millimeters. They're saying the question is, if 1 inch is equals to 25.4 millimeters, how many inches will 421 be? So the units that you are working with is inches to millimeters. 1 inch is equals to 25.4 millimeters. Then what is the question? You have to convert millimeters to inches. So again, it has to be in line with inches. 421 divided by 1 is still 421. Then 421 multiplied by 25.4. The answer will be 421 divided by 1 multiplied by 25.4. It's 16.57. That's how we deal with converting from metric to imperial. All right, I think now we're gonna go to the next slide. Before we move to that one, I want to emphasize something. I want you to understand that working with ratio method is good because you can even estimate the answer before you do the calculation. If they're saying 1 kilogram is equals to 1,000 grams. So if you have to convert from grams to kilogram, you know that your answer is going to be smaller than that, even before you do the calculations. So now we'll be dealing with the temperature and BMI, but I'm going to start with temperature. Temperature, you convert, you have to convert 400 Fahrenheit to Celsius degrees using this formula of Celsius degrees is equals to Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees divided by 1,8. So what is important here is that you have to substitute correctly. Now, we are given the formula for Celsius degrees. Remember, what is important is to change the subject of the formula, because what we have here Here you are just going to substitute. You're going to substitute 400 here under Fahrenheit. So it's going to be 400 degrees minus 32 degrees. Divide by 1,8. What is important is some of the calculators, if you punch everything, you don't get the correct answer, but I prefer a learner to subtract first, then divide. 400 minus 32 is 368 degrees divided by 1,8 degrees. So it's going to be, you round it off to the nearest 10. 404 to the nearest 10 will be 200 to the nearest 10 will be 200. If you're asked to round it off to the nearest whole number, then the answer obviously will be 204 degrees, because normally when you're asked to round off to the nearest whole number, you look at the digit immediately after comma. If that number is less than 5, it doesn't affect the other one. So 4 will remain like that. I will have to go back again to working with units of length. For example, like you said, we are normally multiplying by base of 10. You move, when you move to the right, you multiply by the base of 10, depending on the step or depending on the steps that you are moving. For example, 0.5 kilometers to meter, you know that you are here at meters. You check, I'm going to meter. From the conversion factor from kilometer to meter is 1,000. So you know that from kilometer to meter, you just multiply by 1,000. So the answer will be 500 meters. Okay, another one will be convert 400 centimeter to kilometers. We are now moving to the left. Moving to the right, we multiply, but moving to the left, we divide by, I always say, by number of zeros. From centimeter to kilometer, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So we are going to divide 400 by 10,000, which is 500,000, which is, the answer will be 400 divided by 100,000 is 0,004 kilometers. We are now going to BMI. For example, Jonathan is a 40-year-old male. He has been exercising very hard to compete in the Comrade Marathon and ensure that his body mass index is within the normal range for his age. Jonathan is 178 centimeters and weighs 82 kilograms. Determine whether his BMI is indeed normal for men. Now, we are going to use that formula for BMI. BMI is equals to weight in kilogram and height in meters squared. But unfortunately, the height is given in centimeters. So we have to convert centimeters, 178 centimeters to meters. We know that converting from centimeter to meter, you divide by 100. So his height is 1,78 meters. From there, we are going to substitute into the formula. BMI is equals to weight in kilograms. His weight is 82 kilograms and the height is 1,78 meters. Don't forget to square that height. Most of the time they forget to square it, or sometimes when they square, the learner square that, they multiply it by 2. 1,78 square is not 1,78 multiplied by 2, is 1,78 multiplied by itself. So next step will be 82 kilogram divided by 1,78 squared is equals to 3,1684 meters squared. So the answer will be 82 divided by 3,1684, which gives us 25,88 kilogram per meter squared. Very unfortunately, I didn't include that table showing their status, but according to the information, his BMI doesn't fall under normal, because under normal was up to 24,9. So he is overweight. Therefore, his statement is invalid. Now we are going to the next subheading of distance and time, which I believe is a problem. Distance and time, most learners don't know how to find distance. They don't know how to substitute in the formula, and sometimes they work with different units. You'll find that they are dividing, if they want speed, remember, if the distance is given in kilometers, time has to be in hours. And the common problem is that most of the time when they convert time, let me give you an example that I'm gonna take before I go to this activity. I just want to give you an example of if you have traveled 800 kilometers at 128 kilometers per hour. Then you are asked to find time. I always ask my learner to arrange their information, right? Distance 800, speed 128, then you know that you want time. So the triangle, I think, is really helping, because they know that is DST. So it's working wonders also. But now the challenge is when they have to give time or the answer in hours and minutes. So if you have to find time in hours and minutes, it becomes a problem. So time is equals to distance divided by speed. The distance is 800 kilometers and speed is 128 kilometers per hour. You cancel kilometer and kilometers. Even if you don't know that you are determining time, you'll see that what you want is time, because time for now is the only thing that is measured in hours. So 800 divided by 128 is 6,25 hours. Then give your answer in hours and minutes. Most of the learner will say it's 6 hours and 25 minutes. So the right way of doing 0.25 is not 25, it's 0.25 of an hour, meaning it's 0.25 of 60. So what you have to do, you write 6 full hours plus 0.25 hours. Now you are converting this one because it's not a full hour. You are going to convert it to minutes. You multiply it by 60 because you all know that to convert from hours to minutes, you multiply by 60. So the time in hours and minutes will be 0.25 multiplied by 60 will be 15 minutes. So the answer will be 6 full hours and 15 minutes. I believe the only challenge here is converting or giving your answer in hours and minutes. We have a problem of learners not knowing the different types of hours. Remember, we also have different types of time. We have analog and digital. They don't know the difference between analog and digital. And again, the problem is the time format, which is 24-hour format and 12-hour format. If you ask them, is 1425 in 24-hour format and or in 12-hour format, they don't understand. So I normally say if you see that time is more than 12, you know that it's 24 because from 12 from 0 up to 12, we are still at 12-hour format. 12, how do we differentiate? Because with 12-hour format, 1 in the morning is the same as 1 in the afternoon. We differentiate by PM and AM. So 1 o'clock in the afternoon is 1 o'clock PM, but in the morning it's still 1 o'clock, but we differentiate with AM and PM. So in 24-hour format, they don't have PM or AM. So like I'm saying with 24-hour format, 1 a.m. in the morning will be indicated by 0100, but 1 in the evening, in the afternoon will be 13 hours. I think we really need to emphasize that because it's like our learners can't differentiate between 24-hour format and 12-hour format. This activity is from our MM and daily activities of future. So my learners rightly. The problem is our learners, when they have too much information, they think that something is difficult, especially the scenario. It's like they don't understand the scenario. So I'm going to do activity 2 with them. I'm going to do activity 2. It was about Refilo and Paul going to Johannesburg for a competition. So I'm going to read the scenario. Refilo and Paul who are grade 11 learners at Beyang Semolemo Secondary School must attend an athletic competition in Pretoria. The competition will start at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and ends at 11:30 the following Saturday. So I believe that information is important. 9 o'clock on Saturday and 11 o'clock the next Saturday. They will fly from Bloemfontein to Johannesburg on Friday, the day before the competition starts, and return the following Saturday immediately after the competition. The table below shows the details of their return flight bookings. So we have the table there, the estimated time of departure. Departure is the time when someone leaves, then the arrival when you arrive at your destination. Bloemfontein, the flight will leave Bloemfontein at 1:30 in the afternoon and arrive in Joburg at 2:25 in the afternoon. And again, it will leave Johannesburg or Tambo Airport at 2:50 and will arrive in Bloemfontein at 2:55 in the afternoon. They will be using an airport shuttle, a form of transport that travels regularly between two places, to travel from OR Tambo Airport to Pretoria and back. An airport shuttle service offers a 40-minute trip from OR Tambo to Pretoria at a cost of 120 Rand. The hours of operating are from 4 in the morning to 23 hours, which is 11 in the evening. The shuttle departs every 30 minutes from 7 until 4, meaning that's the intervals of 30. The first one will leave at 7 o'clock, the next one at 7:30 until 4 o'clock, and every hour from 4 o'clock until 11 in the evening. I was reading from, let me start from the shuttle, okay. An airport shuttle offers a 40-minute trip from OR Tambo to Pretoria at a cost of 120 Rand. The hours of operating are from 4 in the morning to 23 hours, which is 11 in the evening. The shuttle departs every 30 minutes from 7 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Like I was explaining that 30, we are talking about intervals of 30. The first one will leave at 7 o'clock, the second one at 7:30 until 4 o'clock, but thereafter is going to be intervals of hours. The first one will leave at 4, the next one will be at 5 o'clock until 11 in the evening. Note, it's very important. And B, if you are using the flight, you must be at the airport an hour before the departure time. All right, now we are going to use the information above to answer the following questions. How long does the flight from Bloemfontein to Johannesburg? This time we want, how long does the flight take from Johannesburg to Bloemfontein to Johannesburg? This time we want the duration, how long? So the flight left Bloemfontein at 1:30, and I'm going to use 24-hour format. The arrival in Johannesburg is 2:25 in the evening. So I prefer to use 24-hour format, which is 14:25, then subtract the departure time. In 24-hour format, the departure time will be 13:30. Now, it's up to you. I've taught my learners how to use the calculator, but you can still do it the old way. The old way will be 25 minus 30. It's impossible because 25 is less than 30. So you're going to borrow 1 hour from 14, then you are left with 13, then you take 1 hour 2 minutes. So already you had 25 minutes. If you add 25 minutes to you add that 1 hour, which is 60 minutes, to 25, you now have 85. So 85 minus 30 will give you 55 minutes. Remember, though I wrote the colon, we don't want time, we want the duration. Or you can just put hours in between and minutes on the other side. So 13 minus 13 is 0. Therefore, the time taken from Bloemfontein to Johannesburg is 55 minutes. We have another method whereby you can use the calculator. Normally, when you use the calculator, after each and every number, you press that sign. The sign is like this on your calculator. It's an open circle and something like 3 commas on the casual calculators. Now, if you want to use that, what you do, you press 14. After 14, you go to the sign, then 25. After 25, again, you press the sign, then minus sign, because now you want time difference, minus sign, then you press 13. After 13, you go to the button again, then 30, you go to the button again, then equal sign. It will give you the correct answer of 55 minutes. Determine the duration of the competition in days. The duration of competition in days and hours. The competition started at 9 on Saturday and ended at 11:30 the following Saturday, meaning from 9 o'clock Saturday until 9 o'clock the following Saturday. From 9 o'clock the Saturday that they left and to 9 o'clock the following Saturday, we have 7 full days. Then from 9 o'clock to 11:30 on the same day. The next Saturday will be how many hours? So normally we subtract the end time minus, we're going to subtract that 9 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, you can use your calculator or you can do it the old way. So 30 minus 0 is 30, then 11 minus 9 is 2. But remember, we are talking about duration, not time. So it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. So they wanted time in days and hours. So it took 7 full days, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we're going to convert 30 minutes to hours. So from minutes to hours, we divide by 60. So we are going to divide that 30 minutes by 60 is going to give us 0.5. So time in hours will be 2 hours plus 0.5 hours. So it's going to be 2.5 hours. So our answer will be 7 days and 2.5 hours. All right, can we move to the next question? The next question is, determine the number of hours that the shuttle operates daily. Remember, it starts at 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the evening. So the time that the shuttle operates will be, this is how we do it. We can say from 4 in the morning to 16 hours, which is 4 in the afternoon, is equals to 12 full hours. Then from 16 in the afternoon to 11 in the evening. Then we can subtract 4 from 11. So it's going to be 23 hours minus 16 hours. So it's going to be 00. 23 minus 16, I believe, is 7 is it 23? 23 minus 16 is equals to 7 hours. So remember, still is not time, is duration. So it's going to be 12 full hours plus 7 full hours, which will give us 19 hours. So the shuttle operates for 19 hours in a day. So we go to 1.4. Determine the time that Refilo and Paul will spend in Johannesburg if flights are on time from the moment the aeroplane arrives to the moment the aeroplane departs again. Give your answer in hours and minutes. So we know that they have arrived in Johannesburg at 25 past 2 in the afternoon. So from Friday, because remember they arrived the day before the competition. They arrived on Friday. So from Friday, 25 past 2 in the afternoon to Friday, or the following Friday to 25 past 2 is 7 full days. So from Friday 14:25 to the following Friday 14:25 is 7 days. Now remember they left on Saturday at 10 to 2. So from Friday 25 past 2, they arrived on Friday to Saturday. So from Friday to Friday 25 past 2 is 7 full days. Now from Friday to Saturday before they leave. So I'm going to start counting again from Friday 25 past 2 until the departure time at Saturday 10 to 2. So Friday to 14:25 on Friday to 2 in the morning to 2 o'clock in the morning is 12 full hours. Now from 2 in the morning until 10 to 2 when they depart from Joburg will be how many hours? It's going to be 1350. I'm writing it in 24-hour format minus 2:25 in the morning. So it's going to be 50 minus 25 is 35. Then 13 minus 2 will be 11. So I'm going to add the arrival time you said is 25 past 2 on Friday. Then in the afternoon. Then 25 past 2 on Friday, the following Saturday, we said is 7 full days. Now, from 25 past 2 on Friday to the following day, which is 10 to 1 on Saturday, is not a full day. It's only 23 hours and 35 minutes. So I'm going to add that 12 full hours to 11:35. So it gives us 35. 11 plus 12 is 23, meaning it's 23 hours and 35 minutes. So the time that they spend in Joburg is 7 full days and 23 hours and 35 minutes. Refilo and Po arrived in Joburg at 2 on Friday in the afternoon. So we know that the first day that they will spend in Joburg will be on Saturday, 2 in the afternoon. The second day will be on Sunday, 2 in the afternoon. Hence, I'm saying 7 full days will be from Friday, 2 in the afternoon to Friday, the next Friday or the following Friday, 2 in the evening. But now we know that from 2 on Friday to 10 to 2 on Saturday the following day. It cannot be a full day. That's why you see that I'm subtracting here. So 2 in the afternoon until 2 the following day in the morning is 12 full hours. Because from 7 in the morning today to 7 in the morning the following day, it will be 24 hours, but they did not spend 24 hours. Now, if until 2 in the morning on Saturday, they have spent 12 hours, they did not leave Johannesburg at 2. They left Johannesburg in the afternoon. So from that time in the morning, 2 in the morning, until 10 to 1 in the afternoon. That's where the problem is. So we are saying from 2 until 2 in the morning, 12 full hours. So from 2 in the morning until to 2 in the afternoon is not 12 full days. If these people left Johannesburg on Saturday at 2 in the afternoon, we would say they took 8 full days, but it was few minutes before 2. So that's why it's not a full day, it's 23 hours, 35 minutes, because from 10 to 2 in the afternoon minus 2 in the morning is only 11 hours and 35 minutes. So you add that 11 hours from morning to afternoon to that 12 hours. So it gives you 23 hours and 35 minutes. Okay, can you go to the next question here? Write the following time. Write the following time in words. The departure time, we know that it was 13. The departure time was 1:30 p.m. If you write it in words, it's going to be 1:30 in the afternoon. Remember, if you don't include afternoon, you are going to forfeit 1 mark. So 1:30 is 1 mark. In the afternoon is still 1 mark. That's A. 1.5A. 1.5B. You write the arrival time of the aeroplane at the Bram Fisher Airport in Bloemfontein. It arrived at it arrived at 2 in the afternoon. So it's 14 to 25 p.m. It is also 2, don't forget, in the afternoon. So I don't think writing time in words is a problem. Maybe we can move to the next question. Write the following times in 24-hour format. The departure time of aeroplane from Brown Feature, but I've been using the 24-hour format. The plane left, according to our notes, we have 1:30 p.m. If you write it in 24-hour format, remember this one is 12-hour format because 24-hour format does not have PM or AM. So 24-hour format will be 13:30 because 1 in the afternoon in 24-hour format is 13. Okay, maybe I can go to D. The arrival time of the aeroplane at OR Tambo. OR Tambo, it was 25, it was 20 OR Tambo. The arrival time of OR Tambo is 2:55 p.m. If you write it in 24-hour format, we know that 2 is 14 in 24-hour format, and it's going to be 2:55. We go to the next question. If Refilwe and Paul must be at the airport an hour before departure, what time must they arrive at Fisher Airport? Remember, the plane is going to leave at 1:30 in the afternoon. The single ticket, the single plane ticket is 1,708, Neme. Now, for a filo and Paul, they're gonna need 2 tickets each. So this 2 is for 2 people, multiply by 2 tickets. So in other words, they need to buy 4 tickets. So at 1,780, which will gives us 6,832. Now again, for the shuttle, remember they are saying a 40-minute shuttle at a cost of 120 per trip. So obviously they're gonna need it from over Tambo to their destination in Pretoria and back. So this 2 means return trip to and fro. So it's going to be 2 multiplied by 120. So for the shuttle, they need 240. So the total cost for transport will be for the plane tickets and for the shuttle, which will give us 7,000. 7,072 rands. That's the cost for transport. Okay, I believe learners, you do understand that. Now we go into the next one, which is 1.10. The school management raised funds for the trip and they contributed 30% towards transport. Meaning Mpho and Refilo will only contribute 70% towards transport. Okay. Calculate how much money will these 2 learners each pay after getting 30% contribution from the school. Okay, now this is I always work with the principle of multiplying by what you have or what you want and dividing by what you have. But for now, let me start with this one. 7,072. It's 100% cost for the whole trip. But now let's calculate 30%, which is contributed by the school. So multiply by 30. So 30% of that is 2,000. 2,121 rand 60 cents. So I'm going to subtract the amount contributed by the school from the whole transport cost. So Mpho and Refilwe, they will only contribute minus 7. They will only contribute 4,950 rand 40 cents. But remember, they are going to share the amount equally. So we are going to divide that amongst them. We divide it by 2 to find the cost per person. So each person will contribute 2,475 rand 20 cents. While I'm still there, I want to introduce this principle because I believe it also works for me. Because we can work with that at VET everywhere. So I'm going to use another method. I'm going to say or. The amount that we have there of the total amount of 7,072 rand, it's 100% cost. But according to the given information, it's like Mpho and Refilo will only contribute 70% because the other percentage is 30% is from the school. So in our case, what we have here, like the principle of multiplying by what you want. What you want and dividing by what you have. What we have, this 7,072 rand, it's what we have. What is it? It's 100% price. But what is it that we want? We only want 70%. So we multiply by 70 because that's what we want. If they say determine or calculate, that's what you want. But what we have, what is it? The information that we are given or that we are working with, it's what you have. What you have, we know that is 100% price. So according to that, I love this method because it will take you straight to the answer. So the answer will be 4,950 rand 40 cents. That's the contribution among Mpho and Refilwe. Remember, again, they are going to share that amount. So they split this amount among themselves. So each person will pay 2,475 rand 20 cents. For BMI, most learners are struggling to find the height if the BMI and the weight are given, or they're also struggling to get the weight if the BMI and the height is given. Like here, I'm going to read another scenario here. Very unfortunately, we won't be able to display that, but it's a young rugby player who is concerned about his weight. His BMI is 25.1 kilogram per meter squared and has a height of 175 centimeters. Then we have to calculate the weight of that young man. So remember, we always start with the standard formula. The standard formula, which is BMI is equals to weight in kilograms and height in meter squared. So the BMI is given is 25.1 and the height is also given is 175 centimeters. Like we said, the height is measured in meters squared. So remember to convert, there is a mark for conversion there. So the height in meters squared will be 1.75 meters. Now, what is important is next step, what do? You substitute. We're going to substitute BMI with 25.1, which is equals to weight is unknown, but the height is known is 1.75 meters. Don't forget to square that. So it's going to be 25.1 is equals to weight over 1.75 squared is 3.0625. But we want the weight. So what do we do? First, remember it's an equation. We have to get rid of the denominator. How do we get rid of the denominator? We multiply by the same number, which is 3.0625. But remember, because it's equation, what you did on the left must be done on the right. Even here, we multiply by 3.0625 so that this denominator can be cancelled by the numerator. You now have weight will be equals to 3.065 multiplied by 25.1, which is equals to 76.86875 kilograms. So that's how we do that one. And while I'm still there, because now we are struggling to get to my notes, I'm still going to use the same information, but this time, let's assume that we don't have height. We have to find height, because I know it's also a problem to find the height. I'm going to summarize the information again. We have BMI of 25.1. Now we assume that we have the weight of 76.86875 kilograms. Now we have to find the height of this young man. Remember, we are expecting to get 1.75. What we do, always start with the standard formula. BMI is equals to weight over height in meters squared. From there, you substitute. BMI is 25, substitute BMI with 25.1. This time you substitute the weight with 76.86875. But now the height is unknown. Next step, what we do, we multiply both sides by the height. multiply both sides by the height. I'm sorry, our screen is too small, so that we get rid of the denominator. Height will cancel the height. Now we have height times 25,1, which is 25,1 height, which is 76,86875. But we want height. Remember, to get rid of the denominator, I always say, what is the opposite of division? Is multiplication. That's why we are multiplying. But 25, 1H is multiplication. So what is the opposite of multiplication? We want to get rid of 25, 1. So opposite of multiplication again is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 25, 1 divide by 25, 1. Divide by 25, 1. So 25, 1 cancels 25, 1. There we have our height, which is, so our height will be 3, don't forget that the height is still squared. I'm sorry about that. The height is still squared. 3,0625, but it's still squared. Now we have square. Like I said, opposite of division is multiplication. To get rid of division, we multiply. Then we just want h, height, not height squared. What is the opposite of square? The opposite of square is square root. So we go into square root both sides. H, the square root of h squared is h. Now the square root of 3,0625 will give us 1,75. That will be our height. I think after this chapter, we'll be going deep into measurement, whereby you will always be working with conversion, converting from cubic centimeter to, so make sure that you memorize those diagrams. That one you must know. It's not going to be given. All right, but now I wish you all the best, and thank you for your time. I believe memory is going to improve next time. But don't forget that we are going deep into measurement starting from next week, I believe. So what is important? Know the conversion, that diagram from kilogram times by heart. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.